Excellent. Good morning, welcome
Morning.
to So don't let's move this way. A bit of a shuffle, a morning shuffle. Welcome to morning prayer with morning prayer. What have I just read? With a very confused Malcolm, Alison, Michael,
And the jingle.
And
we're in a very spectrum colour order here with red, darker red, purple.
Oh, nice one.
We need something blue.
Yeah, we need a little bit more. Yeah, we do.
Next.
So we've just read
Jeremiah chapter 9.
Yeah, more joy and jollity. There's a very interesting about all the morning, it says call for the morning women to come.
Yes, two sets, weren't there? There was the sort of the wives and then the girls.
Is that because it's giving so much death and destruction? It's like, everyone get ready, fasten your belts, get ready for the crying.
Human corpses shall fall like dung upon the open field, like sheaves upon the reaper, and no one shall gather them.
It's quite grim, isn't it?
It's
just sort of like a bit like a horror.
But great last line.
Yes, there's promise and uplift.
It felt like a little bit of hope coming through there. Yeah.
Let not the wise boast in their wisdom, the mighty boast in their might, or the wealthy boast in their wealth, but let them who boast. What really, really matters is that they understand and know me. And that I act with steadfast love, justice and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight. That's a fridge verse.
Right. Is that quite
another fridge verse? We keep having things on the
Is that
fridge.
Is that quite a famous one? Is that one that pops up a lot? Let those who boast in this, or not so much?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean it is. It's one that you just when you're sort of starting to think, well, it's okay. I can trust my wealth, or I can trust my I can trust myself, my intelligence, my wisdom. You suddenly think, forget it. You know.
I like the fridge verse concept. We should create a pack of fridge verses.
Magnets.
Exactly, that'd be really great.
Good idea. Very good idea.
But I like that. The last bit.
And then John 7.
Now this always puzzled me, this passage.
That he goes in secret.
Because he goes in secret. One moment he says, I'm not going. I'm not going. And the next he goes in secret. And in fact, at the end of the feast, we haven't read it, he does go public.
Oh, right.
He does stand up and say. But I suspect it's because they want him to go up. To make a splash.
Yeah, this sort of popularity campaign, or it's sort of.
Is that want to make him the king thing again?
Yeah.
Well, go up. You can be a mainliner tonight.
Yeah.
You can
yesterday, wasn't it? We read, didn't we? That they said, your teaching's difficult, and a lot of people sort of left, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
12 who stayed. And it's these people are now saying, well, come on, we can up your campaign a bit. We can,
get your
show
PR.
yourself.
The PR people.
The
PR people are sort of saying,
If you go, you'll be there, and everybody will see you. You've got to do things. You can't just do things in secret.
But it is interesting because there's quite a lot of people not accepting here as well. There's his brothers, even his brothers did not believe him, and then these people, which is interesting. And then later on it says others are saying no, he's deceiving the crowd. So there's sort of a lot of doubt being expressed by people around him, which is interesting.
But the thing that does seem to control Jesus is, my time has not yet fully come.
Yes.
There was a verse from Psalm 31 we had at our communion service yesterday.
Right.
Which is really important, in which the psalmist said, my times are in your hand. And I think that's really important. But here, Jesus knew his time was not.
He says that quite often, doesn't he? At the wedding at Cana, he says, doesn't he?
My time
is not yet come.
And it's all leading, and it's leading up to the cross. And that's when he says in John chapter, I think it's John 10, some Greeks want to see him. And he says, my time has come.
Right.
And he's talking about the cross.
Is this particularly in John you seem to get this?
It's particularly in John.
Yeah.
And the point at which Jesus is really going to be made known to the world is not by him going up and mainlining at some big festival. Is that the right word, mainlining? Headlining. At some major festival, but by being lifted up on the cross.
Right.
He says that's what will draw people to
That's
me.
the big moment. Yeah. Right, so these festivals come and go, headliners appear and vanish.
Yeah.
Sort of with the wind. but he is going to do something much, much bigger.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But it is interesting because I'd never come across the Festival of the Booths mentioned before.
Yeah, it's a thing in Judaism, yeah.
It's a big deal, yeah.
This
Yes,
is a big deal.
it's every year, yes.
Every year, just to remember when they were in the wilderness, they would
Right.
go out and build booths.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
these are the same booths that Peter says when Jesus is transfigured,
Oh.
shall we build some
Booths.
booths?
Oh, it's a direct link in reference to that.
Yeah,
That's
it's sort of a religious,
connection,
it's sort of a religious booth that he's saying.
Feel that. There's a showcase in the Jewish Museum in Moscow about booths and that festival. I just remember on part.
They have it in the synagogue in Patriarch Hans, which we've
Right.
walked by in September, end of the sort of the harvest. They actually have a booth outside the front there as
Oh,
well.
right.
So yeah, they do
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah,
interesting.
Mm.
Like having a nativity play outside.
Yeah, it is sort of. It's
Nativity
like,
scene.
it is.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Lovely.
Great.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day,
And-
and have to see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Great day.
Bye.
Great. John is amazing.